everyone, and welcome back to another Warframe video. Today I will be sharing with you why you should not sleep on the hidden gem Warframe called Citrine. Recently the Warframe got her first augment, but before the augment the Warframe was already fun and powerful, and the Band-Aid mod just made her better. Right now I can honestly say that this Warframe is a fun DPS support Warframe that you will enjoy playing either solo or within a team. One of the main reasons why I did not farm this Warframe as soon as it was released is that Citrine has one of the most boring missions to farm a Warframe in the game. The Tiana's Pass, which was the first mirror defense mission, is a boring mission, and despite digital extremes, added the pity system, wherein if you can't get the parts of the Warframe from the mission, then you can buy them from OTAC if you have enough crystals. Still, I can't convince myself to give time in farming the Warframe. Honestly, if you have the platinum, then just buy it from the market, but if you don't have that kind of option, then you should start farming her right now, as honestly, this Warframe is one of the best modern frames in the game. By the way, is it also worth farming the mirror defense for rare arcanes like the secondary encumber? A max rank of this arcane will sell faster compared to other stuff in the game, as it's also one of the best arcanes used for primer guns. The best Warframe to use in farming Citrine and these arcanes is a Razorwing Titania with range, as we need her lantern for this mission to aggro control enemies. Then, just collect crystals and kill enemies until the time runs out and move to the next defense target. It would also be wise to do this in a dedicated team, as you won't get any luck in public matches looking for a team doing the mirror defense. Now, to show you how good Citrine is, let us discuss her abilities one by one, and determine how it's broken when used the right way in real missions. Her first ability is called Fractured Blast, and while others say that this is the best slot for subsume builds, I think Citrine doesn't need subsume abilities, and Fractured Blast is handy in giving the team constant energy and health orb drops. When you have equilibrium in your build, you will give the team good survivability and energy maintenance. But that's not all the first ability does, as it can also be used as a tool to override the target of your prismatic gem. Basically, your third ability is your main source of DPS through inflicting multiple statuses on a target. If you use the Fractured Blast skill on an enemy, then the prismatic gem skill will target that enemy, and it will inflict heat, toxin, electric, and cold into the target. You can always aim your weapon at a target and shoot them so that prismatic gem will also shoot the statuses, and in fact, using a sentinel with duplex bond paired with the glass weapon to auto-aim prismatic gem to enemies. There is always an option to replace Fractured Blast, but for me, I wouldn't do that since it's also useful for energy and health orb drops that the team's survivability and energy sustenance. Also, prismatic gem pairs well with galvanized status or condition overload setup, and you can always mod your weapon with combined elements and also add other combined elements in your sentinel weapon to increase the afflicted statuses, which insanely increases your damage bonus. In addition, the ability does stack up toxin, heat, and electric damage over time fast that you can secure kills most of the time, and this is also good for heat inherit combos, which allows you to stack heat fast before using another weapon with high heat damage to further increase your elemental damage. Then Citrine received a new augment called Recrystallize, and it allowed the Warframe's ultimate ability to be an insane DPS support. The augment allows Crystallize to spread to additional enemies when crystallized foes are killed by shooting the growths. Although they are not petrified by the ability, but red crit buff from her ultimate gets spread to enemies as long as you are killing those enemies affected by the ultimate. The best part about this is that the red crit buff is additive, and once you cast the ability once, all you need to do is shoot the crystal that's growing from the enemy to deal with red crit, even if your gun doesn't have any critical chance value. So basically, you can have constant red critical hits from your ultimate, and you also get increased damage through multiple statuses from prismatic gem. Just a warning though, nuke weapons don't work well with the crystallize ability, as the area damage won't increase your critical chance. Direct hits are the best, and beam weapons are the most exceptional choice in my opinion for a recrystallized build for Citrine. This weapon type allows you to aim those crystals growing from enemies easily. Aside from that, beam weapons are some of the strongest room clearing weapons right now. It can take advantage of galvanized status and also the red crit from Citrine's ultimate. Some of the best beam weapons you can use now for Citrine are the Incarnatora, the Sentient Surge Core, and of course the most obvious, the Kuva Nucor with innate magnetic. With this innate element, you can form a combination of corrosive plus heat in your Nucor, then add nourish to get viral, and then pair it with the 2 Emerald Archon shards that strip the armor of enemies. With the insane red crit and status affliction of Citrine, Kuva Nucor becomes a beast with the Warframe. However, beam weapons are not the only best weapons for this Warframe. If by chance you have farmed the Incarnate Dual Toxicist, then you might want to use it with Citrine right now, as it packs a lot of killing power, and the Incarnate form of the gun is just perfect for the Warframe. Finally, on top of all the DPS buff that Citrine can give, she also got damage reduction from her Preserving Shell skill that also can be granted to her allies within affinity range. Many would disagree with this, but I love the gameplay of Citrine because her buff becomes rewarding with active gameplay. It's really fun to see maintain the damage reduction and healing of Preserving Shell while you are in a team that is constantly killing enemies. Not to mention that if Prismatic Gem is active, the status chance of your allies increases and they deal more damage with Galvanized setup. Finally, killing enemies with crystal growing in their bodies will spread the effect, and it's really fun to get rewarded with all these buffs as long as your team is actively killing enemies. Now, to make this Warframe the ultimate support, I decided to mod Citrine with high range, equipping both overextended and stretch in the build. I also added blind rage to increase the damage reduction per kill buff, as well as the status chance. Then, with 90% damage reduction and constant healing, I can tank some lethal damage, but I decided to add shield gating on this build with brief respite and catalyzing shield. This build can spam abilities if you are constantly killing enemies and utilizing the debuff of the fractured blast that pairs with the equilibrium mod perfectly. Also, with arcane energize, I have more energy gain from energy drops, allowing me to spam my abilities and help the team as long as we are all active. Citrine is really a powerful Warframe, and I bet that you'll also enjoy her while using this build. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you again in our next video. Squad Leader, signing off.